Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your girl here, Nia Leah. Welcome to the channel. Well, actually, MJ's Nia, excuse me. Welcome to the channel, aka. But anyway, welcome to the channel. We're gonna be talking about Sabrina Carpenter. Man, oh man, it's a lot to talk about. I actually wanted to talk about her last year, but I didn't do it. But I'm gonna talk about her this year. I really do like her music. It sounds beautiful. I like it. She talks about, dating and what goes on around dating and how the other person treats you and stuff like that while you're dating, wasting your time. I also like her cute little style that she have. It's very cute, very 50s like and more, and she's sexy with it as well, with the blonde hair, everything like that. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. But people are pissed about her album cover. We're going to be talking about that. And before I get into that, I also want to talk about her past concert from last year. I just want people to know she's always been a sexual person, a very over sexualized person. So we're going to first talk about that. So if you guys do not know, a lot of parents were getting upset about Sabrina Carpenter's um, performance. It was very sexual to them. And basically, a lot of bloggers and people had to come out, YouTubers, people on TikTok, they were talking about, Sabrina Carpenter isn't your babysitter. So this is what this one blogger here said. Dan, I don't know how to pronounce his name. So even during my first listen to Short and Sweet, I quickly realized it's not something I will let the kids I babysit listen to. Short and Sweet just isn't geared towards them. Carpenter doesn't make music that's for kids. If you even just glance at the album, you will see the explicit symbol next to every song or titles like Bedtime. It is not Carpenter's job to parent children. Her job is to make fun and lighthearted music that people that are not children can enjoy. The criticism shouldn't be for Carpenter, but for rather the cognitive abilities of these parents who obviously lack the some common sense that allows competent parents to understand that they are responsible for what their children watch. So I'll put a link down below of these articles down below so you guys can read them. But this is what this person is talking about. I'm going to show some videos to you guys.
She took her preteen daughter to the Sabrina Carpenter concert, and during the Juno part of the show, she hilariously did this. She took her preteen daughter to the Sabrina Carpenter
iconic freaky positions energy, and she owned the stage. Did you catch Sabrina Carpenter's?
So someone said, here's my thing about Sab's tour. Parents act like it's her fault her concert is rated R, and if the kid is 13 and under, please don't take them. So my thing is, like somebody said, guys, obviously the parent knew that it was going to happen, so in order to protect whatever innocence was left, she did that, but she clearly looked like she knew about what's going on in the tour, but still took her daughter for the experience. She wanted her daughter to have fun, but still protected. It doesn't matter if she is gonna see it later or on TikTok or anything, but it's for the moment while that girl is with her mother. Somebody up here said that she's gonna see it on TikTok in an hour anyway. That is yeah, I mean, if you allow your child to roam on social media, with no parental control on it, then yeah, this is my thing. I wouldn't take a child to this concert, period, because the lyrics in the songs are very provocative. We all know her music is very provocative. Um, this has nothing been new. This is nothing new. So Sabrina had to, clap back, and she says Sabrina Carpenter calls out mothers who criticize her risqué, short and sweet tour outfits. And she said, and to that, I just say, don't come to the show, and that's okay. So they gave you information here how she's slaying the concert and stuff like that. Then she went down here. It says Sabrina credits Britney, Christina, alongside Madonna, Beyonce, and Rihanna for helping pave the way, but their impact hasn't stopped people from going out of their way to criticize her on social media. I think this is her speaking. You'll still get the occasional mother that has a strong opinion on how you should be dressing, she said. And to that I say, don't come to the show, that's okay. It's unfortunate that it's ever been something to criticize because truthfully the scariest thing in the world is getting up on stage in front of that many people and have to perform as if it's nothing. If one thing that helps you to do that is the way you feel comfortable dressing, then that's what you got to do, she continued. And just in case you're wondering what her family thinks of it all, they literally don't care. My fans online are like, I can't believe she's bending over in front of her grandparents. Like, girl, they're not paying attention to that. They're just like, I can't believe all these people are here, she added. So, yeah, she got heavily criticized in 2024 for some things as well. Olivia did too, but we're not talking about her. We're talking about Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, she got heavily criticized. So now, Sabrina Carpenter posting an album, child. Excuse me, y'all, for that. Sabrina Carpenter posting an album cover, All Hell Broke Loose. Why is everyone mad at one of our biggest pop stars? It's complicated. This is why. So, my new album, Man's Best Friend, is out on August 29th, 2025. I can't wait for it to be yours, X. Alright, so you see that the man is pulling her hair. She's on her knees. You see to the next page, she posted next to it. This is on Twitter. It's a dog. I think that's her name. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Let me boost it. So if you look closely, it says a man's best friend. Yes, that's what people are upset about. We're gonna go straight to TikTok. There's a lot of articles on it to Google, but before we get into TikTok, I want you guys to know the word feminist is gonna come. The word being feminist is gonna come up. So I want to give a brief history and definition on that word. So I've typed in, how did feminism start? So the wave formally began at Falls Convention in 1848 when 300 men and women rallied to cause of equality for women. Down here, I asked, what is the origin of feminism? The first wave of feminism movement is usually tied to the first formal women's rights convention that was held in 1848. And then I said, what was the reason for feminism? Liberal feminists wanted better equality laws and reform of institutions such as schools, churches, and the media. Radical feminists argued that the root cause of women's equality is patriarchy, meaning as a group oppressed women. So just look up how did feminism start, but I got this from Pacific and University, National Women's History Museum, and the Council of Europe. That's where I got it. I might put the links down below in the comment area as well, where to get this information from. Then, when you type in, feminist, it says quite simply, feminism is about all genders have equal rights and opportunities. It's about respecting diverse women's experience, identities, knowledge, and strength, and striving to empower all women to realize their full rights. So this is from International Women's Development Agency. What is feminism? So I just want you guys to get an idea what we're going to be talking about, and this word's going to come up. So I just want to let you guys know that. That's what I'm telling you. As other people are talking, they're going to bring this word up. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. So we're briefly going to talk about the music video, right? Because I did saw the music video. It's a hot take. Sabrina Carpenter's album rollout is brilliant. Let's talk about feminism. See what I told you? Perception and strategy. The internet is calling her predictable that she's playing into the male gaze that this cover is setting women back. But here's the thing. This reaction is part of the strategy. It's not tone deaf. I hope that's what it says. It's calculated. You see everybody comments, they're criticizing her. Sabrina is intentional. always. The cover image triggers the exact type of internalized misogyny. I think that's misogyny. Album title critics. She's not selling an album. She's starting a convention. About Man-Child, that opening shot, a bird perched on a turtle. The bird could fly, but it chooses to slow itself down. Symbolizing matters, Sabrina is building a narrative arc across her visual songs and rollout. This is multi-layered brand marketing. So I just saw the music video, and that's exactly how I saw that when I first saw that. Actually, not how I first saw it. I had when I saw the end of the video, then I realized what the bird meant at the end of the music video. Audience psychology 101. We want empowered women, but empowerment is sexy, confident, or submersive, and suddenly it's too much. She knew this would happen, and she's using it to fuel a bigger point about how women are policed by everyone, both men and women. This is the narrative, marketing done right. She's not playing. She knew this would happen. She's not playing safe. She's playing. She's playing. Y'all know me. I cannot read. She's playing a strategy. This isn't about a male validation. It's about reclaiming power and confronting this discomfort we feel when women stop performing for approval. Okay, hold up. It just won't pause. But anyway, the image itself is not empowering, though. It depicts her in a degraded position. I'm reading the comments. And people associate that with a specific message from an audience perspective. There's nothing about the image that is subverts. It's a message in a critical or satirical way. I think a satirical way. I think she sometimes tries to market herself as a feminist, but every time she takes a step forward, she takes 10 moves backwards. Yeah, so no. I heard someone say it flatters the patriarchy more than it disrupts it, and that's why it's not empowering, because it's playing into the structure she's supposed to be against if she were. I think that particularly sums up my thought on this. I don't get it. A man is pulling her hair like a leash. Where's the empowerment? Now you're having to explain the joke irony with the whole PowerPoint. Ooh, wow. Chop. Y'all is messy. Like, it's not effective if you have to explain the satire, that part. I get what Sabrina Carpenter was trying to do. Like, I get what she was trying to do with this image and the teddy bear with the, men are treating women like a female, bitch. I get that. I understand that. But it's going to come off to people, because I get it when I watch the music video. I get it where she was going from one car to the next. I hopefully somebody will explain later on. But basically in the music video, I want to say this. She was going from one car to the next. And she realized that she kept going in a circle. Like, she's trying to get to the city by hitching rides with these different people, these different guys. But she realized she can't get to her goal in life, which is the city. The city is like a metaphor maybe to, as she want to get a ring or she want a real relationship. But these men keep giving her the runaround, and they keep going around in circles and circles. So I understand the music video. I get that. Then you have, so that's why you have to talk about the music video, because it goes in hand with the album supposed to be. So somebody said, please, her music is not political or empowering enough to this image enough. No, I wouldn't say her music is empowering, but I do think her confidence is what she does is empowering. Is the picture empowering? Absolutely not. But I don't think that was her goal either. She's a performer with the goal to sell, and with her strategy to always push boundaries. It stirs conversation about her, and it worked. It did work, because we're talking about it. That's the whole point. I keep telling y'all this is what they do to what people do to stay irrelevant. It says, I'm not policing what people listen to in the slightest, dear. I also don't care about her being an intentional boss babe, not quoting you. I'm allowed to think someone's work is shit. Ooh, it's ish or vulgar because it overestimates its political reach. And I also feel that a lot of fans give inappropriate things that people with power do because they refuse to engage with and accept the fact that criticism is not hate. I don't care if she's a performer trying to make money. I vow moral integrity. this. I feel like the person who posted this fan of hers and doesn't believe she can do wrong, sort of like the Swifties who will mash potato no matter how much her CO2 emissions total. God forbid a girl have hobbies. Wow. Yeah. They kind of dragging her. So let's go to the next woman who's talking, and I'm gonna just start going through all people's posts about her.
Carpenter's brand new album cover, I immediately thought of the video of Cassie being dragged by the hair across the hallway by Diddy. And the thing that's pissing me off about this whole thing the most is the notion that if we don't like the album cover, we apparently don't get it. It's like, no. We get it. We get she's trying to make a commentary. It's very, very obvious if you look at the imagery and the music video, the Man-Child music video, the lyrics to Man-Child, like the fact that the album's called Man's Best Friend. We get what she's trying to do. It's not working. In this political climate where women are being killed more than we ever have been before, that 120,000 men become perpetrators of DV and SA yearly, this album cover is too close to reality in this political climate for her to be using it as a way to make a commentary on the way that women are treated. It's not cutesy, it's not sexy, it's scary. It's actually scary. What I want to get at here is if you are watching commentary on this whole thing on TikTok and you're about to leave a comment being like, you just don't get it, stop. Like, I've seen people come on this app and say that they've had panic attacks looking at the album cover because it's reminded them of or triggered a situation from their past where they've maybe been abused. Don't say you don't get it. Women are very valid and justified to be having emotional, physical, visceral responses to seeing an image like this, which in my opinion is very inherently violent. No matter how cutesy you want to make it, it's a violent image. It's a violent act that's being committed. No matter what commentary she's going to have on the way women are treated, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter because you've already set the tone. So while no, I don't think this album cover is setting feminism back 5 decades, it's certainly not helping.
Pull this thing out.
Oh, dope.
Dad, what are you...
When I saw Sabrina Carpenter...
This is Bella Hodgman. So it says, the person I'm reading the comments says, it's an album cover. You phrased it perfectly. You phrased it just also perfectly. Thank you. People saying media literacy is dead are driving me crazy. Media literacy is the reason I can critically analyze, deconstruct, and hate the cover. Exactly. Media literacy isn't dead, but common sense clearly is, because so many people can't seem to comprehend that we do understand what she's doing. We still don't like it. I understand what she's doing too. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just think at this time it's not appropriate because of what's all the stuff that's going. People right now, they're flip-flopping. I'll talk about that later. Sabrina has always been like this. There's always some type of sexual reference for everything. That's why I show the old videos. I showed the 2024 footage. We know she's always been like this. I don't know. That's not what people are talking about. Y'all got to keep the conversation on the album cover. That's not what people are talking about. It was your guys' mistake to make her famous. I was a fan in 2022, and she still was just sexual. Still not quite understand. That's not what we're talking about. It's not about being sexual. She's done sexy many times. It's just a straight up depiction of DV, in my opinion, which is not sexy. It's just dangerous. So it's not about her being sexual. It's not about her being provocative. It's about the album cover. That's what it's about. Women don't like the pulling of the hair and her all on fours like a female dog. That's what people are talking about. So we're gonna go play some more videos for you guys, and then I'm gonna wrap it up at the end.
Sabrina Carpenter has got to have the worst fan base in the fucking world. Because what do you mean that the girl first started out making very regular music, fully clothed, right? And y'all paid her fucking dust. Like, y'all damn near demanded that the girl have to cosplay prostitution in order to become a mainstream artist. She does that. Y'all eat it the fuck up. But now, all of a sudden, she's come out with an album where the cover art is a picture of her on her hands and knees with a dude standing above her holding her hair. And now y'all don't like her no more. That's where y'all draw the line. I'm talking about, oh yeah, well now she's catering to the male gaze. Are we talking about the same Sabrina Carpenter? The girl has literally always catered to the male gaze. Like, whose gaze do you think that she's catering to when she's crawling on her hands and knees on stage? Because it's fine when she does it on stage, but it's not fine when she does it in the cover art. Like, whose gaze do you think she's catering to when she comes out on stage wrapped in a towel and then rips it open for the crowd so they could see her little skimpy, leotard one piece? Whose gaze do you think that she's catering to when she's on stage posing in different smex positions and bouncing up and down, simulating her riding a D? Because it's not like she's up there simulating scissoring somebody. It's not like she's up there pretending to eat a cat. right? She's up there bouncing up and down like she's bouncing on you know what. Whose gaze do you think she's catering to then? I mean, the girl is like a mix of like cosplaying prostitution and cosplaying a 1950s housewife. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know when y'all believe that she was like this deep philosophical person with these like super deep lyrics. The girl kind of just like talks about how tiny and like desirable she is all the time. I'm not saying that she's never like come out with a song with some true meaning, because I know that she has. She's catering to the male gaze just as much as like Marilyn Monroe did back in the day. Like, the girl's been catering to the male gaze and selling smecks ever since she realized that's what she literally had to do to get y'all's attention. Because hard part y'all don't want to admit is a lot of you girls also don't view women as human beings. Y'all also view them as a form of entertainment. Y'all talk a lot of shit about men. Like, we talk a lot of shit about men and how they don't view women as human beings, right? But a lot of women also view women as a form of entertainment. And y'all pay female artists absolute dust unless they're selling smecks. Which is why damn near every single female mainstream celebrity feels as though she needs to sell smecks in 2025 in some form or fashion to stay relevant. That's why we have artists in their damn 50s who have never smexualized their performances before, you know, going out on stage half naked all of a sudden. You know, dropping the shoulders of their dresses, you know, peeking, letting people peek up their dresses. Like, y'all literally set the stage and now y'all are mad people are on it. Like, it's just crazy to me that y'all have ever convinced yourselves at any point that Sabrina Carpenter has not been catering to the male gaze. I don't care if she calls boys slow in her songs. Like, she's Sydney Sweeney without the soap. I'm sorry to tell you. Beautiful woman, right? I'm not hating on her at all, but she recognized what y'all were wanting from her, and now y'all are mad because she's leaning into it. And it's like, y'all keep going on and on about like, oh, she set women back 100 years. I don't know about y'all, but I still have my bank account. I still have my paid off home. I still have my own car. I can still come and go as I please. Like, pro tip, but if a man is telling you that he now no longer has respect for you or any other woman in the world, strictly based off of the cover art of Sabrina Carpenter's new album, I'm sorry to tell you, but he didn't have respect for you in the first place. That man was just looking for a reason to tell you.
If people refuse to look beyond the surface, then you might as well give them a surface to talk about. It has been very interesting to watch that this album cover has caused so much controversy that the discourse surrounding it has transpired into attacking other aspects of Sabrina Carpenter, and bringing in other artists to attack as well. There have been many people, myself included, who have shared theories on what they think Sabrina might be doing with this album cover. Talking about the Man-Child music video, talking about her lyrics, talking about the point that she might be trying to make with this, and the artistic vision that she has for this project and what it might end up being. On every single video that I've posted and that I've seen other people post, the top comments that are coming in is that Sabrina's song lyrics are not deep enough to ever do something like this. That she doesn't write highbrow enough to do anything to make a statement out of. That this doesn't align with her brand because she's not a serious artist. She writes tongue-in-cheek lyrics. All of her music is very surface level. Then the comments have started to shift to saying this is the same thing about Taylor Swift. I've seen comments saying people praise Taylor Swift's song lyrics too in the same way, as if she's so poetic when all she does is write about men, and she also centralizes men because all her songs are just simply breakup songs about men, and that's all she knows how to write about. Which the first point I want to make is, what does this album cover have to do with Taylor Swift in any way? Why is she being drawn into this conversation? And are you starting to see how a situation like this arises and it gives a perfect opportunity for people to come out of the woodwork to attack any successful woman they can? There are also people who have said Taylor Swift is an example of someone who has not had to sexualize herself to become successful. And regardless of that, the point still stands that Taylor Swift has not been able to escape being minimized to centralizing men. At what point do we realize that it's not the artist, it's the public who centralizes men? It is the public who chooses to minimize and simplify a woman into the smallest thing they possibly can. This is what I mean by, if people are only going to take me at surface level, I might as well give them a surface level to talk about. Taylor Swift is a great example of this. No matter what she has written before, there are people out there who will only credit her with writing songs like Shake It Off, Me, Love Story, her radio hits. Will say she is not a talented writer, that she is not a poet, and they will say that all of her songs are about men and are about breakups, without giving her credit for the amount of songs that she has written about completely other topics, or have the ability to look at her lyrics and see the clear double narratives that she is so talented in writing, and that if all you see in her lyrics is men, the call's coming from inside the house. And the same thing for Sabrina Carpenter. She has plenty of songs about other subjects, but like she said in her Rolling Stones article, those aren't the ones that get the most streams. That is not her fault. She's not in control of that. The public is. And it just goes to show that a woman has two choices. She can write fun music. She can write pop music that people will dance to and sing to and love and stream and get on the radio. But then she's not talented. She's a cheap artist. Her lyrics are not highbrow enough. But then a woman can also write extremely highbrow, deep, emotional lyrics, and people don't listen to them. Or they still try to minimize them into something that they aren't. They try to simplify them to the most basic level that they possibly can. The people who attack Taylor Swift's songwriting and say that she only writes about men most likely have only listened to her radio hits. The surface level, never felt the need to look deeper than that. The people who are attacking Sabrina Carpenter also are only looking at the surface level, not looking any deeper than that. So like I said, if people are only ever going to look at the surface, it might as well be something that is worth talking about. Food for thought. If you find this to be controversial, misogynistic, or offensive to women, then congratulations, you are giving Sabrina the reaction she intended to get. What Sabrina Carpenter is doing is absolutely genius, and it is my belief that this album is not going to be what you expect at all. And she gave us plenty of signs about the story she's trying to tell through this album in the Man-Child music video. What she is doing right now is a genius marketing bait and switch move. And she is intentionally sparking these controversial conversations. The conversation and debate that has sparked in just the few hours since she announced this album, Man's Best Friend, with the photo of her posed like a dog, is doing exactly what she intended it to do. The music video for Man-Child sets the scene for the tale she's going to tell in Man's Best Friend. There's something that you need to pay attention to, is that the music video tells a completely different story than the lyrics of the song. It quite literally contradicts every single word that comes out of her mouth. Right off the bat, we start with this. This is a significant image. It is a bird riding a turtle. This is Sabrina Carpenter and her relationships with men. Why is this significant? Birds can fly. This bird is being slowed down by riding a turtle. Then what do we cut to right after? Sabrina Carpenter hitchhiking, relying on men to pick her up to take her to her next destination. She is the bird, they are the turtle. And even though throughout this entire song she is saying, "Man-child, why you always come running to me? And I swear they choose me, I'm not choosing them." But what is she doing in the music video? Do her actions align with what she's saying? No, they absolutely don't. She is choosing the men. As she experiences the fallout of every man she chooses throughout this music video, what does she do after one fails? She goes to the next one. The cycle continues. While she is saying these sentiments over and over, why you always come running to me, when not a single time in this music video do any of these men come running to her. She is the one hitchhiking. The last scene of this music video is her getting out of one car and hopping right into the next. And this is setting the scene for Man's Best Friend, which it is my opinion it's going to be a very deep emotional album. One that tells the story about the societal pressures on women to make themselves more palatable to the male gaze. I think it's going to be a story about her recognizing that she has been doing this to herself due to the pressure of societal norms. I think this album is a bait and switch. She is baiting the public to get all riled up, thinking that she is making herself man's best friend, making herself more palatable to men. Really, she is just simply personifying how society already sees and views and pressures women into becoming. I think this album is going to tell the story of her recognizing that she has fallen victim to this societal norm as well. But the genius part about it is the narrative that forms when a woman does this. Everyone is saying she's setting women back 50 years. No one is saying men haven't changed. The witch hunt has begun already, and we don't even know what this album is going to be about. Every single thing that is being said about her is what she intended to be said about her. Because if you watch the music video, she is quite literally telling us that she does this to herself. Which is the reason why I think this entire album is going to be about her discovering that, and ultimately with an ending of how she overcame it, realizing that she can fly, which pushes me even further to think that we might be on the edge of a rebrand. As always, tell me your thoughts below. I'm excited to see them.
Sabrina Carpenter is on the cover of this month's Rolling Stone magazine. This is what the cover photo looks like. There's more to it. I'm gonna have to look it up because I cannot show it to you. It is controversial, maybe not as controversial as the cover of her album that I just showed you guys in the previous post. These photos were taken by David LaChapelle, who is no stranger to controversy. He did this cover with Britney for Rolling Stone as well, and he's done obviously so much other work that his work is always controversial. The photos of Sabrina on the inside are very Alice in Wonderland, and they kind of almost remind me the photos of Britney in December 2001 in the Rolling Stone magazine that were very fairy in the forest, and she's wearing a lot of lace. I don't believe the Sabrina photos are supposed to be a reference to this, but you get, it's almost a similar vibe to it, and I love the aesthetic of this. Sabrina looks really beautiful in all these photos. I love the colors on her. She's always wearing this like sheer nightgown kind of looking stuff and the corset. Very true to her aesthetic, and I love the animals as part of it. She looks like a fairy princess. I think all these photos are very beautiful. They're very true to her public persona and the vibe that she's been curating for herself as a pop star. She talks about in this article how female pop stars and famous females are having such a hard time and they are very criticized, and she said this is like the hardest moment. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I love Sabrina so much. I don't know if necessarily this is the hardest time or the most criticized. It may be the most criticized by the general public, where you get to hear everybody's thoughts all the time because of social media and all of that, but I don't think that it's the most difficult time. I do think that the girls coming up in the early 2000s did have a really difficult time and were constantly criticized by the press and the general public. It just wasn't as easy for them to see individual comments from every single person, like people like me.
Let's talk about the Sabrina Carpenter album cover controversy using this book I just finished and newly released, Girl on Girl, How Pop Culture.
Sabrina Carpenter is on the cover of this month's Roll.
Okay, so yeah, this is something also I missed too. The Rolling Stone cover. A lot of people was upset about it. I don't know. I'm gonna briefly talk about it now. I'm gonna give my final thought. The reason why I'm talking about her is because there's someone I'm real close to. It's a friend, and I'm kind of like not understanding why I kind of understand where she's coming from, why she is offended by all of this. The songs basically. Sabrina Carpenter's songs always been, a little cute and sexy and raunchy a little bit. She curses and she talks about having, sex with these men and, Juno. Yeah, I forgot to sing the song, but I do like Juno. I do like a lot of songs. And then there's another song, I don't give a F about you, like that type of song. Like, she has a lot of songs on her album that always talked about sex. That's nothing new. I think people are outraged is because they feel like she's more of like a male gaze. And like one woman said, she's always been the male gaze. I'm gonna be honest with you. She is the preference. She's short. She has the cute little body. She's a white girl. She has the blonde hair. So I do agree with that. I do believe she's always been the male gaze because that's what men typically go for, that she is the preference. So let's, get that out of the way. And then a lot of people are using feminism. Let me know, have she ever used the word feminism? I don't think she's, I don't know, maybe this is her woman empowerment. So a lot of women think sexual liberation is an empowerment for them. But that part, it's kind of hard to explain. You feel like you have sexual liberation, but the man is still over you. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm not quite sure like how to say, like a lot of women do I'm gonna say it in a way, a lot of women do think that feminism is for sexual liberation, to have the equal rights of a man, because a man can do it, why not a woman? Women, it's always been like that. I'm just trying to explain it in her point of view, how the way she's viewing it. To them, they think that this is an empowerment or whatnot. But I always like the fact with Sabrina Carpenter albums, her songs, was it talks about what a woman goes through in a relationship. The reason why I'm bringing it out is because my friend, she is extremely upset with this whole, I'm not gonna say her name or show her a picture of her, but she's very upset. She thought that the album cover was DV, and she thinks that it's going to bring a bad look on Sabrina Carpenter, because me and her both like Sabrina Carpenter. She doesn't want nothing to do with Sabrina Carpenter at all. She doesn't like, she doesn't even like it. I'm still gonna listen to the songs. Like I say, I've talked about this before on this channel where, Megan Thee Stallion used sex. I haven't talked about Sexy Red yet. She will be in the future about how the way she uses sex. Like, they say that she's an industry plant to set back the black women. I also mentioned Olivia Rodriguez. They said that she was too over-sexualized in her concert. So, I think what y'all gotta understand is these women, not me, because I don't do this. I'm not provocative. No way. I've never been provocative. But y'all gotta understand, these women use sex because they think that this is an empowerment for them. That's how they view it. Whereas I already know what it leads and what it goes down to is the men are still not going to have respect for you either way. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're still not gonna have respect for you either way. You're still gonna just be a male gaze. Even with me, I've actually used myself as an example. I'm a Twitch streamer. I stream on TikTok. I'm a gamer. I have another channel where I'm a gamer. And a lot of men do not come to your channel to watch video games. A lot of them think that you're just there to make video games, to look sexy, which I don't dress sexy. I put on makeup and then, I wear my cute top. Because that's all you can see. And I kid you not, the majority of the men come there, they're thinking I'm new to gaming because they never seen my channel, or they're thinking they're trying to figure out what type of gamer I am. And a lot of girl gamers know this type of part of social media where the man comes just to see a woman because they think that's sexy to them. To me, I'm just a gamer. I've been playing video games since I was a little girl, but to men, that seems sexy, and they think that you're doing it to get the male gaze. Yes, they want you, they're thinking that you're doing this for them, but it's not like that at all. You're doing this because you're playing the game, because you enjoy it. You like the video games, you've been playing this your whole entire life with your mom, with your family, with your friends, cousins. So it brings a lot of good memories when I play these games, or I play new games that reminds me of the past, like growing up, of my childhood memories. They don't look at it as like that. But I'm just giving you an example. This is how Sabrina Carpenter, she's doing it because she thinks this is empowering to her. She thinks that this is fun. She loves it. And the weird part about it was when I was explaining the music video to my friend, she was like, oh yes, you can go out and have your fun. And I'm like, no, that's not what she's talking about. She's talking about that she's going around in circles, going from man to man. And the weird part about it was, I've said this to my friend because she's a serial dater, where she's on the hunt for a husband. I think this is what Sabrina Carpenter was talking about, the man child, to me as well. You're going around in circles. You're never going to make it to that city, which is the marriage. So you, as the woman, needs to free yourself by getting on being a bird and flying away from this. So I do like that part of the video. That's a very eye opener for women, but I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna take that. But yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comment area of this whole situation with Sabrina Carpenter. I talked about 2024 and 2025. Yeah, let me know what you think down below of this video. But as for now, I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Fendi and Adana, Karen, they be sharing all their money, got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they love my ass in 7 G's to religion. I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. My humps, they got you. Got you, they got you. They got you, they got you.